Hey YouTube, Tutti back again with a pickups, gifts, wonderful gifts, and tales from the booter. So yeah, off the back of did a sort of trades video. Put that down a bit. Yesterday I had to sort out and stuff. So for those of you who haven't watched it, probably not interested in trades, you may have noticed a bit of a change at the back here. The Bang & Olufsen has I've swapped it out. Basically, I was having. It wasn't an issue with the TV, it was the remote controls, and like I mentioned before, the remotes of everything, the Bang & Olufsen TVs. Never buy one if it hasn't got a remote because you're absolutely fucked. So I was having a bit of issues with it. It was just to get a little bit unresponsive at times. Excuse me. I mean, I don't know if you recall, when I first got it I had to basically strip the remote control down. So yeah, and to be honest, this way I do get a bit more space because the TV's on the unit there and stuff like that. So, what is it? Change is as good as a rest. So, yeah, the Bang & Olufsen has been retired. I don't know, maybe forever, maybe for the foreseeable future. I don't know. I wouldn't mind getting one of the sort of, I think they're MX 500s or 5000 TVs. They look quite nice. But anyway, I digress. Gifts. Gifts. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 lots of gifts, and I'm absolutely amazed. It's, you know, as those of us are fortunate enough to be gifted stuff on YouTube, it never ceases to amaze me. Actually, it wasn't 4 gifts. One of them was a trade, so I'm talking absolute crap. I did a trade. So we'll start with that. So I'll start with the trade actually, and I'll go on to the gifts. So, did a trade with a fellow YouTuber. All these guys will be linked down below. He was, should I say, into his GameCube like really heavily. He's since sold most of the other retro stuff off, and then subsequently bought it back again. So lesson learned there, Lee. Hey, and I told you not to do it, and I've told Darren Cajonas Deloro not to do it. Just stick the fucking things in the loft because you all just want them back, trust me. So anyway, Lee contacted me. He picked up one of the Action Arcades. I think Action Arcade 1 didn't have any games, so I had a duplicate game that Retro Dave Nintendo had sent me along. So we traded that off, and Lee's very kindly, well actually he has chucked me in a freebie. So we got the note, so it just says, "Hey Stu, thanks for the trade, mate. Don't think I would have found the cart otherwise. No, I think they're pretty difficult to come by." He couldn't get on with this particular freebie, so he's chucked it in. Thanks again, Lee. Lee, awesome stuff, mate. I hope that your actual system does work. The cart does work, so I tried it. So you may need to put, you know, Q-tip it, a bit of alcohol rub on the contacts, but other than that, you should be good to go. So the freebie that Lee sent me on the GBA. And some of these are quality. I don't know what that one says though. I can't read it. I think it's, oh yeah, I can now. So we've got Millipede, Lunar Lander, and Super Breakout on the GBA. Some classic games there. And what we traded for was one that two games that I needed. One that I needed from a GameCube set. So like I say, Lee did. I think he had a fairly hefty GameCube collection. So I don't know if this is a remnant of that or if it's a double, I don't know. But it's Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2. And to be honest, I haven't really seen this that much. Yeah, it's all complete, it's all there. And game on the PS2. Again, I've never seen this out in the wild. And it's Grandia 2. So they're absolutely fucking awesome trades. Really impressed, really chuffed. I mean, it's all there, it's all in. Go and check Lee's channel out, guys. He's not long been on YouTube, to be fair, and he's you know, he's put himself about a bit. There's just some good videos. Especially liked his one about the polishing the discs. I think if you had a shitload of scratched discs, it'd be really useful. But yeah, quality. Check Lee out. Right, next one. This is an interesting. This is the next 3 gifts, and this was really interesting because this YouTuber every sort of other day or every 3 days he'd sort of say, "I'm going to send this, I'm going to send this," and I was like, "Look, seriously, you don't need, you know, don't worry about it, etc. It's not a problem, and he's adamant, absolutely adamant, that he was going to do this. So then he found some bits and bobs, and he was going to send them. And to be honest, the list that he gave was fine, superb. He then said they were all scratched up, which is a bit of a wound. And then he then got another lot. I only needed one game out of it, but he sent them all anyway. So I mean, I'll use them for the cases and stuff, or as like potential trade fodder. So this little lot is from none other than Mikey C. So here's a note. He just sort of says, "Hey Stu, here's their Xbox games. Enjoy. All the best, Mikey." So yeah, cheers for that, Mike. And yeah, so the one that I need. Well, I say one that I need. The only one that will play from a 360 compatible list is. I think it's this one. It is. Yeah. See, I get confused. I kept getting confused with the PS2 and the Xbox, but it's Lord of the Rings: The Third Age. So I think that's all of the games that are compatible for the 360 in terms of Lord of the Rings that I've got. I haven't even checked them. I'm just assuming that they're all complete. So if they're not, I don't care, because they're free. So cheers to that, Mikey. So this little lot, he just basically bundled in. So we've got Rainbow Six 3. Like I say, these ones I don't need. Medal of Honor Frontline. Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon. Unreal Championship. Lord of the Rings Return of the King. Hitman Contracts. And Ghost Recon 2. So they're absolutely awesome. Cheers, pal. Really do appreciate it. Like I said a million times in messaging, you don't need to bother. Honestly, you really didn't. But I really do appreciate it. I appreciate everything that anyone sends me. You know, there's no doubt about it. And you do feel a pang of, you know, owing a favour or whatever. I've sent stuff out to people. You know, just sort of said, look, book it in as an IOU and whatnot. Don't expect anything back, but it's always nice if the favour is returned further down the line. So, you know, saying goes, when these chaps, if there's any odd bits and bobs that they're interested in, just PM me. Right, where do we go from here? Right, I'll go with this one. This one is from a chap. He contacted me a week or so ago off the back of the other car boot about the Game Gear stuff. A few people asked me about the Game Gear, just like a general update. It worked, but it had the sound and the video problem where you had to tilt the screen sort of toward, away from it to sort of see it. So I've got about I think I've got 3 complete Game Gears, and they've all got something wrong with them. So I'll probably need to spend some time and buy the capacitors and stuff like that and probably get them done up. So I wasn't really happy to sort of send stuff out like that to people, because technically they're working, but they're not working properly. But anyway, so this chap, he was interested in some of the duplicate Game Gear games, so we cut a deal and I said, yeah, there you go, whatever, and he's really very kindly sent me through. It's quite funny actually. So I wasn't expecting, I just completely forgot. Like I said before, I've said before, you know, a few people always sort of message, oh, I've got this, I've got that, would you be interested? And nothing ever comes of it, and I don't ever expect anything to come of it, you know, I don't go in an arse or whatever. So it's just another one of them things, yeah, if you send it to this address, I can go and pick it up kind of thing. And sure enough, I had a call, well, there's a package here. And I was like, oh, I don't remember ordering anything, and B, I've not done any of the trades. So I was a bit taken aback. But there's no, a bloody long note. Well, like a love letter. So the chap's name is Pirate Rob. Again, it's not been on YouTube very long. He's pumping out the videos. I think one tip I will sort of say to people that do start doing YouTube, get yourself a decent camera. It does make a world of difference, and I appreciate obviously money's tight for people and stuff like that. I mean, the way I got this camera here, I sold off 2 older, what do you call them, DV8 camcorders I had. I had like an old Sony, the firewire port was faulty, no issue. So I just basically sold some bits off, got enough money, and I bought this off eBay, this camcorder. But yeah, he's using like a webcam on his laptop or something. So you're never going to get that, you know, and I can appreciate everyone's sort of got money constraints and stuff, but my number one tip would be, if you're going to be doing videos, get a half decent camera. But yeah, he's doing videos, so please, like I say, all these guys, go and check them out if you haven't already. So, package was sent to me. So it says, "Hello, Mr. Tutu UK. First of all, apologies for the handwriting, and this is the neatest handwriting I've ever seen. After watching your Family Clone console video, I have a couple of items I thought may interest you. The Games X2 I bought from a car book recently. It works fine, doesn't need analog, and has some NES games on it, Famicom games. The cartridge came with a similar device, but was so fucked, corroded, battery compartment, so kept the cartridge. Nothing happens on time games. Hope it may work on your thing." Alright, so what he's saying is this device might not work. Not a problem. No idea what is on it either. Could be crab. Could be sweet as sugar. Anyway, enjoy the Pirate Rob. P.S. This is the funny bit. Partner wrote this. His handwriting is shit. Sarah. So Sarah, yeah, I'll just show you Sarah's handwriting. I mean, my fucking handwriting looks like a spider's crawled across the page, but it's really neat. You know, that's female handwriting, that, isn't it? A bloke's is just fucking scrawl. Mine looks like fucking caveman handwriting. So Sarah / Rob, cheers for that. Really do appreciate it. So as mentioned, the item he sent me, and to be honest, I don't think I've seen one of these. It's like, again, it's like some hybrid sort of bastard child of an N64 and I think, as he says, a NES or whatever. He actually did show some one of his videos, funnily enough. It's this contraption here. So the audio's knacked on that one, so you've only got mono sound. To be honest, I ain't tested it. It needs batteries, it looks like. Oh, there's like a weird little battery compartment thing there. But yeah, I'll if I get a chance, I'll hook this up. So obviously it looks like it uses these as a light thing or whatever. But yeah, they all, you know, try and tag on. But the most interesting thing, and this ties off the back of the trade with Lee. So Rob has kindly sent me another one of these cartridges. This one says Power Joy. So I have no idea what's on this. I've got the Arcade Action 2 there, so I will be trying this today. It may well be just a literal rip-off of the cartridges that are in there. They just called it their own name. But Power Joy, I've not heard of that one. So that's that. So cheers to that, Rob and Sarah. Right, the last one is, again, it was PM sort of said, "I've got some bits I want to send you," kind of thing. They're no good to me and whatnot. And I did sort of say that I'll pay postage and everything else, but he wasn't having none of it. Once again, I was absolutely astounded. I didn't think, you know, anything of it. When the package arrived, I was like, ah, okay. So this is off a chap. I'm gonna get his name wrong here. His name's Simon Murowski. Is that right? I'm not very good at stuff like that. But he messaged me, said, "Look, I've got these games sitting in my cupboard. They're no good to me," and he wanted me to have them. And I was like, okay. I had no idea what they were. I think he might have mentioned one or two, but that's about it, or what they roughly were. And yeah, I mean, wow, chuffed with absolutely amazing. I can't believe what he sent me. This is obviously a knockoff. It's a knockoff completely. I will keep this purely for the title and what it is. So it's Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, the Four Swords on the GBA. Like I say, it's I mean, you can tell it's a knockoff mile off, but you know, it's all there. The little skinny little manual, but even so, it's still nice to have. And then these are all originals. So we've got Indiana Jones Adventure 2 continues on the DS, complete all there. So what did I pick up? I think I've got the first one on DS. Anyway, sticking with the DS, this is I can't remember who was on about this. Although I think there might be two of these games. Someone was definitely on about one of these particular games on the DS saying how good it was. It might be this, I don't know. But Resident Evil Deadly Silence, this is the American one. But it's complete, everything's in there, absolutely spanking. So that is absolutely awesome. And then lastly, it's a duplicate, I have got it. But like I say, not going to turn any games down, especially not one of this quality. It's Resident Evil 4 on the GameCube. Absolutely fucking awesome game. So that's all complete. So Simon, I mean, you know, I don't know what to say. You know, you get gifted these stuff, and the most I can say is thanks. And I really do appreciate. I appreciate all the stuff anyone ever sends me. You know, and any trades that I do with people and that. I try to be as fair as I can. You know, as we all know, Royal Mail's messing with the postage, which really does affect. You know, yeah, because you don't want to be out of pocket, but then you don't want to rip other people off. So you know, and then when people send you stuff for free, and I can appreciate the cost of you know, let alone just posting the stuff outside of the cost of the items. So yeah, really happy with them lot. So all them guys, I'll link them all down below. Please go and check them out, guys. Sub them if you like what you see. Simon, I'm not sure if he's got any videos up. I probably did check, but I was probably half cut, so apologies for that. Rob has, Mikey obviously has, as Cube Master General Lee. Right, so that's the gifts, that's the trades. So I want to sort of pickups from out in the wild, out and about, whatever you want to call it. Off the back of the trade video yesterday, I mentioned that I picked up some PS1 games. So the ones that were in there, obviously I had picked up in the bundle of PS1 games. So these are the ones that I didn't have. So these are all new PS1 games. The couple that were in the video, I'm just trying to look. So a lot of stuff like Spyro, Digimon. Resident Evil 2 was from before anyway. The two Spyro games, Smackdown games, Gunfighter, and all that kind of stuff. They're all duplicates. They're all duplicates from what I had. So these ones are all new ones that I don't have. There's a couple of pretty good ones in there. Most of them, it's just shelf fillers. So for some of them duplicate ones, including Digimon World and the Spyro ones, and all these here, I paid 10 quid from my favourite charity shop. So we've got 102 Dalmatians. Say some of these are like complete whatever, but as soon as I seen them other ones in the box, I was like, yeah, I'll just give you 10 quid. UEFA Champions League season 99 to 2000, FIFA 2001, Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue. This one looks interesting. Bugs Bunny and Taz. Time Busters. Casper Friends Around the World. Champion League season 2000 to 2001. See someone likes the Champions League. I've never seen this one actually. WCW Backstage Assault. Champions League 1998 to 99. The FA Premier League Stars. WF Attitude. This one I was surprised I didn't have, you know. I swear to God I had this. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, but I've got the second edition. I'll see if I have the junior one. Oh yeah, that was right. These two weren't in that bundle. So them ones there, and like I said, some of the stuff from yesterday, all that in was 10 quid. So I went to, it's like a weird little car boot yesterday. Not much doing. There's a couple of games there. Only, I think, yeah, one of the Smackdowns, the Gunfighter, and this one. So it is Mortal Kombat Trilogy, like the classics one, and I think I've got the platinum of this. It's complete, it's all in there. But I don't know, does anyone know why? Is there like a normal black label Mortal Kombat Trilogy, then there's a platinum, So who did the classics? I don't know. And this one is from a charity shop. Yeah, for me, it's too much money for a PlayStation 1 game. But I didn't have it, and I just like to keep my hand in some of the charity shops. Case is fucked and swap that. But it's Need for Speed Porsche 2000 on the PlayStation 1. And unfortunately, yeah, £1.50, which is way too much for a PS1 game in my opinion. But right I'm getting to from another shop. What did I get? Hang on, I've got to work this out now. No, that was that. Yeah, right. So from like a, I don't know if it's like a crack converters, money exchange or whatever you want to call it. Pick these up. Add me compatibility list with me. So I've got Forgotten Realms, Demon Stone, all complete. The Bard's Tale. I've got Killer Instinct on the Game Boy. I've got Home Alone on the Game Gear. And I've got Mario vs Donkey Kong on the GBA. Basically, I've got all of them for £7. I think the Mario and Donkey Kong, he did me at £2. Home Alone was £1. That was £1. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think he knocked like £2 off. So it was like meant to be like £9 odd quid, and I got it for 7. So I was quite happy with that. Because I think see, this is like a format anomaly. Home Alone on the bloody Master System is like one of the sort of, you know, harder to find games. I'm not sure on the Game Gear, but I've seen it and I thought, I'm not sure if I've got it, and for 99p I thought, fuck it, I'm having it. Because I know that's the one I need for the Master System, so. And Killer Instinct, it's just one of them quality, not quality, sorry, but one of them, because it's an original car, and because it was in such good nick, he had another one that was like really beaten up. So I thought, oh fuck it, I'll have it. I don't know if it's any good. Right. Then from another charity shop, the only game I picked up from this shop, 95p. Couldn't remember if I had it or not. I don't know if actually, because I've checked. It's Quake 3 Revolution on the PS2. Complete, all there. I do like, you know, the original generation PlayStation 2 ones, where it's like the darker colour and the discs are blue. And I think, if I remember rightly reading or hearing, that means that there's still CD discs. I think they're just stamped in DVD format. Could be wrong. Talking complete fucking bollocks. Then the last charity shop. £1 each. One of them I grabbed just because of what it was, and it wasn't even sure if it's compatible or not. And the other one I grabbed for another reason, and you'll see that's because it's sealed. So, Xbox games again. So I picked up Pac-Man World 3, complete, in really good condition. That was £1. This one I do have, because I know it's compatible, it's not on my list, but this one is sealed. So if anyone's interested in this, give me a shout. And it's a sealed copy of Sonic Riders. Now the only anomaly to that, well, I'm kind of obsessed with saying anomaly. The only ink or fly in the ointment is just at the back. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, it just sits lifted a little tiny bit. So it's still got the old thing on there, and it's still sealed all round. So if anyone's interested in Sonic Riders, I say I've got it already. But I know there's some weird folk who collect sealed games. Right, car boot. Excuse me. It's a good day. I think I've done okay. I think one one item was wow chuffed. Hey guys, right,
wow.
Back again. Sorry about that. Sort the game out. I just actually thought I'd just chuck Quake in Quake 3. So it's just a hand. I thought it might be something different to listen to. Right. Car boot. Yeah, it was good. It was big. My lizard mates were there again. Actually attempted, well, neither lizard, because he wasn't there last week, attempted to converse with me again. It's not that I'm antisocial or anything like that. You know, anyone who's met with, you know, hopefully would sort of vouch for me. It's just the manner in which they go about doing it. That's all it is. You know. So the other traders that are there, like Rich King Retro sort of mentions, you know, excuse me. The car boot ego. So they know him and he knows them, and you know they get on kind of thing. And I think what surprised me when he went to the other car boot and literally they piled in and started pulling stuff out. I don't know why he was surprised, because he must have seen that. I've seen it before, and it's especially when it's a woman or whatever, or an old lady. It's not fucking nice. So yeah, one of them attempted to speak to me, and I'll come to that one of the items. But yeah, it was okay day. I've probably picked up more stuff as trade fodder than for keeps, truth be told. But there we go. Right, off the back of last week, I mentioned I picked up a Yoshi. I don't know if I showed it, because I think it was in the wash. But I've got a yellow one. And my daughter was like, "Oh, can I have that?" I said no, because I said to her, the next Yoshi I get, you can have it. And I meant like a green version, so I said I haven't got this one. So she wasn't happy. But no, I'm having that. So, God, I don't know where to start now. It was slow. It was really slow to start. I was just thinking, I'm not going to find anything. This is an absolute fucking bust. And then it sort of picked up. I mean, the lizards were there, and I don't think they were doing too good either. So that's kind of, you know, made me feel a little bit better. Which way's best to go? I mean, I don't know. We'll just grab at some. Right, I picked these two up. She wanted £2.50 a game. Both DS games. The other ones weren't much, actually, and I didn't think, because I thought my daughter would play these, because she likes the sort of finding hidden objects games on the PCs. So I picked up for £4. Get a bit closer. So Hotel Dusk 2015 and Undercover Dual Motives. Both complete, everything in there. So yeah, for £4, I thought that, you know, £2 for a DS game. Can't go too wrong with that, can you? So that was them. Then, yeah, this is quite funny. There's a lady. This was quite late on, so these aren't really in order. It's best, you know. Some store. I'm just trying to think. What have we got there? No, I can do that the other way around. Some things will tie into others, that's all. So this is quite late on. I don't remember seeing the other guys there, but one of the other trader guys that I know was at this particular stall. He's looking for a box of stuff. So I just sort of, you know, I didn't bully him away in or anything like that. He was just knelt down, and it was a big box, big plastic tub. So it wasn't like it was a small little box or anything. So I just started flicking through. So I found this game. I mean, he'd sort of passed over anyway, so that for me is like not interested. Pretty sure I've got it. I'm pretty sure I've got it, but basically everything in this box is 50p. So it's Lego Star Wars 2, the original trilogy. I'm sure I've got this. Beautiful condition. But then, as he was flicking through, there's a lot of PC games. But at the bottom of the box, he was flicking through at the bottom of the box, I spotted this cartridge. So I picked the cartridge up, and the woman said to me, "Oh, yeah, because they're all 50p in the box, some of the boxes were empty." So, as we were looking through them, anything that was empty, she was just taking the boxes away. So I found this little loose cartridge. She said, "Oh, I might have the box of that." So she went away, found the box, and the other guy's face, he was like, "You fucking bastard. I knew that's what he's thinking. So for 50p, I picked up a complete copy of Mario Kart DS. So that was a pretty good find. I haven't even checked this, and it's still got the points. Yay! So yeah, it's all there. So he won't, I don't think he was happy with me, because I think he was like, he did at one point sort of jokingly sort of attempt to swap me away. But yeah, I wasn't, you know, bullying him or anything like that. So I think he just said it in jest. I hope he did anyway. Right, this game, well, that's right. There's a chap there, a PS1, as in not the first, not the Model 1, but the PS1, so the smaller compact version in the box. Which I thought, yeah, I haven't got that in the box. But he wanted like 10 quid. At this point, I was running pretty low on funds. And then he went, oh, I've got these games with it as well. So I went underneath the table, pulled out a bag, and they weren't nothing great in there, except for one game. I've got this, but I managed to bag it for 50p, and it's Rayman 2: The Great Escape Platinum. I've got it, black label, yeah. Weirdly enough, the black label one just says Rayman 2. It doesn't say The Great Escape. It says The Great Escape. Complete's all there. So again, that's another one. If anyone's interested, I'll add that to me, the trade pile. Another random store. The guy had like a DVD rack of all, obviously, DVDs, and there was two 360 games, because it was a green colour that attracted me. And then I've seen this one. I don't think I've got this. I hope I have. There's two versions of this. I paid 50p for it. And it's an Xbox game. Damn it, I think there's two versions of both are 360 compatible, and I'm hoping this is the one that I haven't got. But it's Doom 3 Resurrection of Evil. So that was 50p. That's going to bug me now, because what's the fucking 50p? Alright, that was it. Which way did I buy these round? Shit, I forget now. Oh, doesn't matter. These I paid £2 for. Or was it one? No, it's 150. It's 50p again. There's a lady there, the husband. Again, these are quite late-ish. You know, I mean, in comparison. So when I'm talking late, this is like 8:30, which is late in car boot land. So it's late. It's 8:30. So they were late. Set it up, and I think the lizards, they may have gone by now. I can't remember. Didn't have any other sort of gaming paraphernalia. You usually get like the, you know, when people are loading the cars, you get the few like indicators, like there's an old steering wheel or whatever. There was nothing, and I just happened to sort of ask her, say, you know, have you got any old video games? And she sort of ummed and ahed, and the husband sort of went to sort of say yes, we haven't. Oh no, the husband went to say no, we haven't. She went, oh no, I do. So she got this bag that had like empty DVD cases in it. And she started pulling out these PlayStation 1 games. That was what it was, because she said, he went to say no, and she said, no, we do, we've got a dance mat. And I was like, yeah, I ain't really one for dance, I've got 2 left feet. But then she pulled out the bag with the games in it, that was right. So, it had all that normal dance stage, or whatever fucking hell it's called, I don't know. And then she had these couple of games. Again, 2 of these. Now I need to be careful here, because I'm sure one of these I've got, but I've got it, what do you call it, I've got it platinum, damn it. Right, so what I've managed to get is, and this is duplicated. This is why I got confused. You'll see in a minute. So I've got me a copy of Destruction Derby, dual case, all complete, all in there. Two manuals, I think. Yeah, because it's multi-language. So there's that one. I'm pretty sure. Well, no, I've got that. This is the one that I think I might have as platinum. So my platinum version might be up for trade. Destruction Derby Raw. Again, it's complete. This one, sadly, is missing the insert. And I know a few people have sort of raved about this on the Saturn. So I was like, seeing this, and I was like, yeah, I'm having this. And it's Street Fighter the movie. But as you can sort of see, or tell, it's got no insert, so yeah. Just missing the insert off it, which is a bit of a bastard. So 150 for them. And then on another store. Again, late. 9 o'clock odd. Yeah, because it would have been my second skim around. These are still. I was surprised they were still there. To be honest, he just sort of said 50p a game, which is great. I did ask him, have you got any more? And he said, oh no, I sold them all when I first got here. And I'm thinking, oh, I wonder if because you think, oh, I wonder who's picked them up. But then I thought, it could have been anyone who knows about games, because they wouldn't have left one of these particular games behind, I know. So, fuck it. But I've got another copy. This one's got a crack in the case of Destruction Derby. Again on the PS1. Again, with both manuals. Double disc copy of Doom. Yeah, because I've put the disc in the back. This got a few little marks on, like they all do, you know. The crack on the back. And then when I saw this, I thought, oh fucking hell. Hopefully he's got some ice. When I asked him, he said, no, I sold them all this morning. I thought, well, anyone, if they know that they're the games, they would not have left this, so they may have just been normal people. But I've got on the Master System, Fire and Forget 2. And this is a pretty hard game to come by. No manual though. No manual. Case it's got a few. It's got like a weird, and I think that's just a plastic outer casing, and the bottom's normal. What I don't know, we call it shelfware. But that is a fucking hard game to find. My mate. Well, I suppose you've got a mate on here. Oh damn it, what's his name? Twinzito Dre. He very, very kindly sent me the manual for that game. As I say, it's a bugger to fucking get, that is. So again, it's up for trade. If I was interested. Right. Oh, this one I was like, oh please have, because this was hidden at the back behind some old video players, the old video cassette players. And when I asked the guy, he looked at his wife and he went, oh, did we bring the games? And I was like, oh, please say yes. And she went, no, we left them. And I was like, oh no, you fucking idiots. I turned one of these down about two or 3 weeks ago. My mate Carl Ocarina Falla, excuse me, 78. And he went, oh, well, if you got that, so I was after one. So when I see this one, I say I don't especially need it, but for the price I thought yes, I'll have it. But interestingly enough, actually, earlier on, so earlier, it was probably like about 6:30, 7 o'clock, there was a chap there, he had one of these, it was in like a little baggie, and to be fair, where have they gone? Oh, they're there. His was like clean. He had 2 controllers and he had like the aerial lead, and he was after initially 25 quid. So it's in this little baggie, 20, because I sort of said to him, yeah, have you got any video games? Oh yeah, I've got this. And he went out and got it, and I was thinking, oh yeah, not bad, thinking I'm going to pay a couple of quid, and he went 25 quid. I was like, no, you're okay. And then he went, oh well, that's how much they're going for on eBay. If I don't sell it, I was just like, yeah, but we're not on eBay, we're at the car boot. And I just walked off. So then I've seen this one. Now, admittedly, it needs a clean, but these things are, these and cockroaches, like I said before, will probably be the only thing that will survive a nuclear fallout. They made a point of going back to his store, and the fucking thing was still there, and he dropped the price to 15 quid, and it's still fucking there. And I asked him, oh, how much is it still? Oh, 15 quid, I said, oh, that's funny, because I've just bought one for 3 quid. I know it's a bit of a twatty thing to do, but I just thought, you're a fucking idiot, it's a car boot sale. So anyway, going back, seeing this, hidden at the back, like I say, again, this is getting a bit later on now. And he's, and to be fair to the guy, he didn't really know what he was selling. He did, I think he knew of it because he asked his wife about the game, so he must have sort of seen all the games. And I was thinking, oh, please be there. They weren't, but he wanted, initially, he went, oh, 4 quid. And I looked at him a little bit like, and he went 3, and I went, what about 2? And he was like, oh, okay then. So I don't need it. I know that Carl's after one, because I think I've seen one of these for 10 quid, and he sort of said, oh, I would have give you the 10 quid back. So obviously I'm probably not going to sell it for 3 quid, let's be honest, because the fucking weight of the thing would be more than 3 quid. But I've got me a Mark 1 Mega Drive, and it does feel quite heavy actually compared to what I don't know, I thought that one had picked it up. I thought, God, this feels a bit heavier. I don't know, it just feels heavy. I don't know what it is, it just feels heavier. But anyway, come with 2 controllers. One, which is a stock one. Again, I think it's just been in someone's. I think they must have been in the shed, because I remember saying, "Oh no, they're still in the shed or the garage or whatever." Third-party Duba, and to be fair, probably the most expensive thing, because all it's missing is the RF leads. You can get them fucking pound shop, and it's got the AC adapter. So that weren't bad. And I say, I sort of really picked it up because I knew that Carl was after one. But if you got it, Carl, sorry about that, guys. Bloody interruptions. They should know better than that. God damn you. Right. So I'm going to get to. Oh yeah, Mega Drive. So yeah, if Carl, if you're watching, if you're not interested, don't worry, pal. I've got use. I'll find a use for that. Mod it and sell it on or something. It's no problem. Right. Where do I go next? We've only got 2, 3 more sort of piles, if you like. So I'll do these first. This is the second time going round, so I was really surprised. Well, I wasn't really surprised, but I was a little bit surprised that it was still there. And this sometimes happens actually with a car boot. You know, and to be fair to some people, and I don't blame them. You know, when you've got the I suppose technically the likes of me, but I only have to. With the guys like the lizard guys, if you don't sort of do what they do, you're not going to end up with fuck all. Literally, they'll clean the place out. So I don't stick my head in the car window. I think I put a few comments on different people's videos about this. The most I don't know what you call it. The most I'll be comfortable with doing is when people get out of the car. You know, I'll very politely ask them. I don't walk next to the cars they're driving in, which I've seen these guys do, and I don't stick my head in the window, which I've seen these guys do as well. So the most that my own conscience will allow me to do is once I've got out of the car, just politely ask them. Excuse me. So I remember sort of asking this guy, and he sort of said no, and I'm guessing he's probably saying it was just sort of saying no, fuck off, I want to get all my stuff out, which is fine. Now, you know, in an ideal world, they wouldn't allow anyone to buy or sell until a certain time, and that's it, which would be great, because that's how, you know, that's a fair way of doing it. But that's not how this one works. So second time round, went past this guy's store, thought, oh, got some games there. So I checked my list, and there was 2 Xbox games. Was it 2? Yeah, 2 Xbox games that were compatible. One of them I had, but one of them was on my list as like, I can't remember where I've got it from now. It might be Wikipedia, or I can't remember. But some of the games are in bold, as it sort of said, you know, they're quite good titles to get. So one of them I needed, and the other one, when he sort of said, I think he sort of said 50p each. Yeah, it said 50p each, 50p a game. So I seen these two. There was another one there that I was just going to chuck in because it's only 50p. The other one had sort of some scuffs and scratches on it, so I sort of mentioned it, you know, a bit cheekily like. And he sort of said, yeah, don't worry, pal, yeah, don't worry. So I said, oh, will you take 150 for these three? And he went, yeah, that's okay. He then went, as I paid him, he went, if you give us an extra 50p, you can have the lot. And I was like, yeah, okay. And I said, look, to be honest, I've got them all, but I'll have them for the cases. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 8 Xbox games for £2. So the one I was after, that I needed, well, I don't need anything really. I always say that. One that I need for my collection. Unfortunately, it is missing the manual, but fuck it. It's 4x4 Evo 2. So that is missing the manual, but that's one that was on my list to get. The one that I was going to buy because it's just listed as a very good game, and I'm pretty sure it is Kingdom Under Fire: The Crusader. So that's up for trade if anyone's interested. That's complete. And this, no, the other game that I was going to nab off him as part of the, you know, 50p. It's got a few little, you know, nothing I don't think it'll stop it working. But this is just mad. This is, you know, this is where we're getting to now. So for 50p, I picked up an Xbox 360 game, Call of Duty 2. I don't even like fucking shooty games, but I'm pretty sure, you know, for trade fodder or whatever, take it into game, you're going to give him more than 50p for that. So that's why I bundled that in. So the rest of these, he let me have them for 50p. Yeah, for 50p basically. So Hitman 2 Silent Assassin, that's missing the manual. Classics Splinter Cell, complete. Enter the Matrix, feels like it's missing the manual. Yeah. SSX 3, feels like it's missing the manual. Yeah. And Need for Speed Underground, I think this feels like it's complete. And it is, yeah. So if anyone's interested in any of them other ones, give us a shout. Okay, this is my third beer now, this is. Fucking thirsty working here in the old blast furnace. Okay. This is a funny story. Now, actually, I'm going to leave that till last. So although it's the smallest, one of the smallest items, it's probably the best. It's the pick of the bunch. Okay, this one is. I took a bit of a flyer on this. I don't know if I paid too much. You know, it's what do they call it? Buyer's regret or whatever you call it. There was a chap. No, this is how the story went. On my second time around, I've seen a guy that I sort of see there quite a bit. He's not really. I suppose he's probably a trader, but he doesn't move in the same circles that I would collect or the other guys collecting. But he had this item in his hand, and I was like, "You bastard!" And it was another like LCD game. Like I picked up Caveman. Yeah. And it was a silver one, so I'm sure it was like the sort of I can't remember what it's called now. It's like the Space Invader, Astro Warrior. Is it Astro Warrior? I'm sure it was that one. I couldn't get a proper look at it. And I was like, oh, you bastard, because we do that. So I went down the aisle, and then I seen this guy's stall at the end, and he had a Simon Says little handheld, about yay big. I've never, you know, I've obviously heard of Simon Says, but I don't know if that's worth out or not or what. And I just sort of happened to, I thought, that's where this bastard's got this from, I know it. So I asked the guy, I said, oh, you ain't got any more of these? He goes, oh, I've just sold three or four of us from the chap. I thought, you fucking bastard. So then I just looked down, and he had like the obligatory steering wheel controller. And I said to him, oh, have you got any games? No, I said to his wife, have we got any games for that? So I don't know, you have to ask my husband. Which he was disappearing, still getting stuff out, you see. This is the thing. Second time round, this is probably like 9 o'clock-ish. So he's still getting stuff out, hence why I would have missed these handhelds the first time. So I asked him. He went, "Oh," he goes, "No, I don't know whether." No, that was it. He goes, "Oh, I had some in this like another like DVD rack, and it was just like the motorbike and driving games, nothing spectacular." And I just sort of said to him, I said, "Oh right," I said, "You ain't got any other like video game stuff?" He went, "No, not really." No, because I always say old video games, you know, to sort of emphasise the fact that they're old and shit, and you don't want to, you know, you don't need them. Just sell them to me for cheap. He went, "No, not old stuff." He goes, "I've only got a Wii," and I was like, "Oh right." And I couldn't see it, and he went into the van, pulled it out in like a bin type plastic bin, and there's obviously the Wii was in there, all the bits and bobs, and there's a bunch of games. So I pulled the games out. Unfortunately, on recollection now, it looks like obviously there's been some water in there, so just the bottom portion of them's got some sort of water damage, which is a bit fucking annoying. But I was after a Wii. Obviously Carl Ocarina fella again very kindly traded me one. That's in my daughter's room, but I wanted one for in here, you know, just to play some games on. So I've just been after like a cheap one. So I'd seen some of the, I had literally a quick look at the games, and he sort of said to me, "What are you looking for?" And it, you know, it's got like, I'll show you the Wii. So this is the Wii. Yeah, we've all seen the Wii. Yeah, great. And like, it's got four remotes, 4 nunchucks. So there we go. Look, 4 remotes, 4 nunchucks, all the hookups, etc. The remotes come with 4 sleeves which need cleaning, and they stink. But that's not a problem. That's just cleaning stuff. Fucking do that. And there's the games. So nothing. Well, I say nothing. I've seen 2 of them, and I thought, ooh, yeah, I might be interested. So I asked him how much. It was 40 quid. I was like, "We got no chance. I ain't paying for it." You know, as much as I would like a Wii for in here, I'm not paying 40 quid for a Wii. He had the Wii Fit board with it. So I sort of said to him, "Well, look, I'm not interested in that because I don't need that." I said, "What would you just do? What about just the Wii and the games and the bits and bobs?" And he ummed and ahed, and he weren't sure, and he was like, "Oh, I don't know." And I said, "Well, look, I can do 25." And he's like thinking about it. I said, and little tip, I don't know if any of you go car booting, but the way I always sort of try and sound my bid, especially if it's over a certain amount, particularly, I think generally the ground rent is about 7 odd or 8 quid. So if I'm buying something for someone that's over that limit, I always basically plug it as if, especially earlier on, I also say, "Well, look, that, you know, that's your ground rent paid for. Everything else is profit." And it's worked for me a few times. So yeah, top tip from Tootie. Tootie's top tip: if you're buying something from a car boot early on, and it's over, like I said, I think generally the most about 6 to 8 quid for the ground rent, and you put that kind of money to them, always use the excuse, "Well, look, that'll be your ground rent paid for," and it works, because then they realise everything else that they've got to sell is in profit. So anyway, so I said this to the guy. I said, "Look, I can do 25." I said, "Look, you know, that's way, you know, that's your ground rent paid for, and you got a bit of profit, and you can still sell that." Pointing to the Wii Fit board, I thought, fucking no chance. And he went, "Yeah." So I was like, bonus. So I got the Wii. There's there's 3, maybe 4 games that I thought, actually, I'll keep. You know, they're probably, if I had to, if I needed to or wanted to, they may get my money back on it. So I say these need a bit of a clean, actually, I must admit. So we've got Game Party, Darts. So this is the one I think, yeah, it might get me a couple of quid back if I wanted to. Crash of the Titans. Another one, Wario Smooth Moves. I still got the Wii. I think there's no disc in this. I think discs in the Wii, but this has got the points on it as well. So I've got the game for the Wii Fit. So you've got no fucking chance of selling that. Deal or No Deal? Fucking no deal. Mario and Sonic at the Olympics. This was the one mainly. Mario Party 8. And we've got Wii Play. Oh, and there was in this Wii Play, because bizarrely for some reason they decided to, and Wii Play's got the points as well. the site to write on the disc, fishing, and I've got Wii Sports, and they wrote on that saying like bowling and whatever. So yeah, 25 quid is probably about, you know, my limit. It was a bit touch and go, because I wanted a Wii for in here, and I was, you know, but I just weren't willing to pay that much money, because I think they're only about 30 quid. Anyway, but with the games and stuff, and like I say, it does come with four controllers, 4 nunchucks. Probably okay, not too. It needs cleaning, you know. Right, the last item, the best one. This is where the one of the sort of lizards tried to communicate, or I don't know, chat to me or whatever. I don't know. There was a guy there, pulled up, and again I had to adopt, you know, the best strategy I could, which is wait until he got out of the car with his lad, and just happened to ask him, you know, excuse me mate, I don't suppose you've got any old computer or video games? And he went, and he sort of looked at me a bit funny and went like, you know, like Sega, Nintendo, PlayStation. Oh, PlayStation, I've got loads of them, I've got loads of them. And that was, I was like, oh great. And to be fair, he was like one of these guys that said, just give me, let me get stuff out. And I did sort of say to him, I remember clearly saying to him, because I could see, I knew that the guys were about. I said, look, could you do us a favour, and if you do, when you get to them, you can just keep them to one side. Which sometimes works, sometimes they don't give a shit, they're going to fucking sell them anyway. But unbeknownst to me, the car behind him was obviously his wife and his other son. So obviously they pulled up, got out, and I looked at the son and I thought, haven't I just fucking... And I literally, they laughed because they could sort of see. And he went, yeah, they're twins, identical twins. But so, yeah, that was quite a laugh. And I just sort of said, look, when you get them out, you just, again, just reiterate it. He was like, yeah, no problem. So I walked round. And then, you know what, I was just like, for fuck's sake. So I thought, give them the space, give them the chance, you know, etc. Because I'm not pushy like that. When I looked at another aisle or two, came back, and who was fucking standing near the car? The fucking lizards were stood there. And I think he'd bought like a DS, which I'm not interested in, like a DS Lite and stuff like that, which, to be honest, it's not really my thing anyway, because they usually go for about 20 odd quid. And I don't need any. And I thought, for fuck's sake. And then I sort of stood there, like not stood there next to him, but I could sort of, I was stood like a stall next to him, and I could hear the guy saying to these other chaps, look, just give me a minute, let me get the stuff out. And they were like, oh yeah, no problem mate, no problem mate. And then he just took 2 steps back and stood there watching him getting the stuff out. I think he thought they'd be like me and like, fuck off, leave him to it and come back. No, these fucking guys ain't that, they're not like that. And they fucking took two steps back, and I thought, for fuck's sake, I know I'm going to miss out on it, because I thought, he's already sold on the DS, so he's obviously just, as they're pulling it out, they're just fucking buying it. So I thought, bollocks to it. And this is what I was on about before, where you've either got to fucking adapt and join in, or you get left behind. So I thought, fuck this, walked over to his stall, because they were stood at his boot, and he was putting stuff on the table. So I walked over, and he went, oh, here's you, the chap. And they looked over. So I stood there, and he had like some DVDs or whatever, and he put the DVD box down, and I just sort of said to him, you know, on the QT kind of thing, oh, you haven't managed to find them games out of here yet, mate. He went, oh, no, just give me a minute. And to be fair, he went back into the car, got a few other bits out, and he had the box of like the PlayStation stuff, and they were all like, ooh, and he went, well, hang on a minute. He goes, to be fair, that chap did ask first, i.e. me. And this is where and the other guy fucked off, one of his lizards mates fucked off, because obviously, well, we can't have 2 of you stood there waiting for a car to come out, because you might miss the fucking bargains elsewhere. Anyway, so the other guy, he put the stuff on the top, and he went, no, and this is where the lizard tried to communicate with me. He went, well, that's okay, if he asks first, then that's not a problem. He goes, I'll just stand in and see what I'm missing out on. Because it's car boot rules, if you ask first. I thought, fuck off. Since when is there any fucking car boot rules? If there fucking were, you bastards sure as I wouldn't fucking abide by them anyway. So the guy put the stuff out there, and to be fair, I had a quick skim through, and he was there watching me, and he was like sort of saying to me, oh, I don't see too much there, does there? And yeah, I wasn't horrible. I went, nah, I said, I don't need any of these, because, you know, I'm a collector. I'm not fucking buying to sell or anything like that. There's some PSP stuff there. I'm not really up on the PSP. I don't know. One of the ones that looked, I thought, I don't know, was Star Wars Battlefront 2. Is that a good game to get? I don't know. I think it's divisive on whatever system. So I was like, I don't know, thanks though, mate, cheers. And I said to Lizard, I goes, fill your boots like, because nothing there. So that was it. Walked off, went away. And I came back on the second sort of loop, and I could see, I said I bought like this DS Lite and whatever earlier on, and I could see this Game Boy like pouch thing, and I was like, oh, don't remember seeing that before. So I literally walked over, looked inside it, and there was a blue, I'm sure it was navy blue. It was a navy blue DS SP in a pouch with quite a lot of games. And then he pulled out a little jiffy bag, which I've got, well, like a little Ziploc bag, which I've got here. Put them down. So, like I say, to be fair to the guy, he was pulling stuff out as he was going along. So the lizards obviously couldn't wait. Can't wait for you to get your stuff out. We're missing other fucking stuff elsewhere. So he got the Game Boy out. I looked at it. I was obviously interested. The games weren't anything exceptional. You know, there's nothing stand out. They had a Ziploc one, so I pulled that to one side towards me just in case. And I sort of said, "All right, mate," and because I'd had a look at his PlayStation games again, you know, just in case. And I said, "So how much are the Game Boys?" And he went, "Oh, £10 each." I was like, "Oh, shit." I was like, "I don't really want to spend £10 on an SP. You know, I've got SPs for a couple of quid. I would have had it." And then, like I say, he had this Ziploc one, and I didn't really see it because it was upside down. But it had one of the games I looked at, so I could sort of see from the colour. It was like, oh, yeah, I might be interested. So I was sort of a little bit of chat to him, and I sort of mentioned about the other chaps because he sort of said, "Oh, these are all from my lads or whatever." I said, "Well, you do know them guys are resellers." I wasn't being horrible. I was just being honest and truthful. And he was like, "Oh, right, is that why you didn't?" I said, "No, that's." I said, "I'll just pick up what I need, and I don't need any of them." So he was like, basically the premise of it was, his lads or whatever were going to Kenya, some sort of school Kenyan trip or whatever, and that's why he wanted to get the maximum for his money, which is fine. So anyway, the blue one, he goes, "Oh yeah, I've got to have 10 quid for that because it's got loads of games in it." And even his lads sort of said, I think it must have been his sisters, that's got loads of games in it. Fine. But in the Ziploc one, as I flipped it over, I was like, fuck, yes, you bastards. So I've got him to 8 quid because obviously it's got less games, right? So what I managed to get is like little bag here. So as you can see, there's yellow cart there. So I thought, yeah, not bad. And it's got the charger. I don't think the other one has a charger. I can't remember. So this is my find of the day, basically. So for 8 quid, I've got a Game Boy Advance SP, 3 games, and a charger. So this one, I think I've either got or I don't want, is Crash Nitro Kart. This one is Spyro Adventure, which I may well keep, because my kids might like that. And this one I definitely do need, because I've checked this, and it's in perfect condition, and it's Donkey Kong Land 3. So we've got the charger. So chuffed to get this. I mean, okay, it's not boxed or anything. The screen's got no marks on it at all. The outer case has got some scuffs, which is, it's what happens to these devices. So for 8 quid, and I beat the fucking lizards, is an SP, I don't know what you call it, Nintendo Special Edition, NES Special Edition. Check that fucker out. So yeah, that's my find of the day. The Wii, I think, probably wasn't a steal, but it was alright. But that find of the day, and I beat the fucking lizards to it because they just couldn't be bothered to fucking wait. And to be fair, fucking glad they didn't. So that's it. 3 beers later, it's probably going to be about a fucking hour long. That's me done. If anyone's interested in any of the other stuff, trade-wise, check the other video out. Refer back to here for stuff like Destruction Derby, Doom. They're all duplicates, and anything else that I'd mentioned is a duplicate. Yeah, shoot me an offer. I've had some bits have been sold, so I'll just go over them to be clear. Digimon World sold, Resident Evil 2 sold, and Theme Park World is sold. They're definitely gone. So if you do go back to the trades video, they're gone. I'll try and update the video actually just to let you know. But everything counts. At the minute, I've got some offers on stuff, nothing concrete. So technically, everything counts is still up for grabs. So yeah, PM me guys, and that's me done. Take it easy. I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.